Hey guys, so I'm sure it's been a while since I posted my last video. I'm taking some time to just film multiple videos, so I'll be able to post like once a week and without having to film like a lot, like every week. So I've been doing that. I've also been really busy just with other stuff going on. I also picked up a couple new animals, which as you can see from the title, I'll be showing you today. I just kind of wanted to give them a little bit of time to settle in. Also, my mics are going kind of like crazy right now, so I'm not really sure what's wrong with them, but I might have to just not use them, so the sound will be really bad. Also, you can see that I took the stuff down from my wall behind me. It didn't look very good, so I got a couple recommendations, like to put up a cork board with lights, which I thought was a really great idea, and I might do that. I just haven't bought anything yet. If you have any other recommendations, just leave them down in the comments. I also am standing because, I don't know, I like standing better. I feel like it was like kind of awkward to be sitting. So we'll see how that works. And also I'll be filming like a couple videos today. So if you see me in this jacket every single time or like the same outfit for multiple videos, that's why. I'm not wearing the same clothes day after day. So yeah, I'm gonna go grab the animals and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I grabbed the tanking container that they're in right now, and I'll show you them in 1 second, but before I do that, what do you guys think they are? Just from the setups right here, can anybody guess what they are? You can just leave your guesses down below if you want to, or I guess you could just say them out in your head or out loud. There you go. But basically, I already have one crested gecko, and I started watching this new channel. It's called Ember Exotics. Make sure to go check him out. He just started and he breeds crested geckos. And I was like, okay, so I'm breeding ball pythons right now. That takes a while. And I started to look into breeding crested geckos and watching his channel. And I was surprised how easy it seemed just compared to some other things. It just is a lot shorter time period. Not that it's a ton easier, but it's a lot quicker. Like they lay eggs within like 30 days instead of the couple months that ball pythons take. So I was like, okay, that would be a fun thing to do and it wouldn't be that hard. I have a lot of supplies. So I got a couple more crested geckos. I got a group of 3 crested geckos. I will be selling this guy here because he is not part of my plan. I was just going to stay really small. I was planning to just get a male, but I ended up finding this great deal and getting all 3 of them. However, they do have a couple little issues that I've had to work with, and that's kind of why I was taking a little extra time. And I'll show you exactly what's going on, but it's not like a huge deal. They'll be okay. It's just something you definitely want to take care of before it progresses and becomes worse. So I just have them here. This is the breeding pair. They are currently together. I will probably separate them, honestly, once I sell him, because he's just in this tank. I've just been holding on to him to make sure he's all good before I actually go and sell him, because I don't want to be selling anything sick or anything. Not that I think he is, but I just want to be careful about it. So I have them in this bin. I have ventilation on the side and on the lid. And I have just a lot of stuff in here. At first they were just on paper towel. Now I have them on the coconut husk stuff that I use for my ball pythons. I know that that's kind of like controversial, like using that, I've heard, because if you do leave like live crickets in there, they can get a piece of that in their mouth and swallow it and become compacted. So that's really your choice. I have never had any issue with it. Oops, I just hit my mic. Oh, by the way, I think the mics are working, so hopefully that continues to work for the rest of the video. And I just have a lot of fake plants in here. I might do a close-up someday. I have a lay box. It's important. She has not laid any eggs yet. She probably won't for another week or 2 because I think she had just laid when I got her. And that's one of the issues. So they are very low on calcium, all 3 of them. Let me grab one of them out here for you. They love burrowing, or at least one of them does. And I have a ton of plants in here, so not that you can see them, they're cut off, but it's not because of the lack of plants. So this guy here is the male. He, of course, is fired down right now, so it is pretty hard to see. I'll leave a picture of him fired up and fired down on the screen. That way you'll be able to see it a little bit better. But he is a Dalmatian. You can see those Dalmatian spots. He's a Dalmatian partial pinstripe, because right at the bottom of his, or right near the base where his tail starts, he has a little break in his pattern. Therefore, he has a partial pinstripe, and then he is also, I believe, a harlequin, because he's got the flaming on the sides and all the way down his pattern. You can't see it right now, like I said, because of the fact that he is fired down. So he's also a little bit injured here on the crest. I have a feeling that he was put in with another male. It could have been a breeding female, but I have a feeling it was put in with a male, because when I got him, even though he was not housing the males with each other, I saw a couple pictures where there was the two males I was getting in the same bin. So I have a feeling there's a chance that they were kept together for longer than they should have been. So he's a little injured. He'll be healed. The only thing is, I will also put another picture of that now up here. He has either floppy tail syndrome or maybe beginning signs of MBD. MBD is just a lack of calcium, which will start to cause the bones to deform, especially in the hips, the tail at first. So that's something you want to be very careful about. I don't think that he's going to have that issue anymore. I have given him calcium. He is starting to build up his calcium levels, and he's doing a lot better. The female is the one I'm a little bit more worried about because, hold on, she's hiding underneath here, as she loves to do. And she just ran. So she's not as friendly. Well, I mean, she's friendly. She just doesn't like being held. Okay, so I finally found her. She was, of course, buried under some of the bedding. She is actually fired up right now. She's a really pretty dark color. I don't know if you can see it with the lighting, but I'll leave pictures there for her too. And the male gets that dark as well, which I'm sure you saw, but she is actually a oh my gosh, pin dashed. Yeah, think about it for a second. Pin dash. So if you look, she's got like a little couple dashes of the pinstripe line on her back, you can see, but it's not like even as close to as clear as the male. She's also got Dalmatian spots, and she's a harlequin or a flame. I've heard that she was a tiger too. I gotta figure that out. It's I've heard a lot of different things, and she, because of her lack of calcium, she did just lay eggs, and I saw those eggs. They were very healthy looking eggs. They did not look snowflaked or anything, so she looked, so that she was probably just losing her calcium levels with the whole breeding thing, but you can see a little bit of a wave to her tail if you look closely, and that will probably straighten right up. It's probably not MBD, it's just probably the beginning signs of a calcium deficiency. And she's been eating calcium, and I actually put little dishes of just plain calcium powder. I originally was planning, I also got him a higher calcium diet, of course, but that did not seem to help as much as the plain calcium, which is safe, okay? You can look it up. It is safe for them. It seems to help. So she's probably going to lay soon again, and that will be very fun. Their eggs do take like up to 112 days to incubate, but the cool thing about them is that their eggs incubate at almost room temperature. Depends on how high your room temperature is. So I think that they incubate around like even as low as 70. That will take the longer. Of course, the lower your temps are, the longer it's going to take them to incubate. So like 70 to like 75 is probably the highest you want to go, but you can go higher, of course. It just causes the babies to be a little bit smaller than they'd maybe be if you did, if you incubated them at a lower temp. This guy had his toilet paper. I use old paper towel rolls. They work so super well. But I have locks on this cage because obviously this cage is just a 10-gallon turned on its side. So this was up here, but it fell down the other day, and I didn't want to put it back up because I didn't want to hurt him, like if it did fall again. So he's right there on the bottom, but this guy is very squirmy. He does not like to be held. Oh, as I say that, he is being very, very calm. So he's really pretty. He's asleep. He does not like me touching him, but he's tolerant of it. He is just a patternless crested gecko, at least I've been told. He has a small injury on his head as well, so that's why I'm wondering if maybe the two males were put together, or he could have just hit his head on something. I don't know. But he's healing up just fine. It was already kind of healed when I got him, so he's doing well. He's shed. So is the other crested gecko. So they're both doing okay. I've been checking their calcium sacs. They've been doing great. They've been gaining calcium pretty quickly. You know, not too quickly, but pretty quickly. And they've been doing great. So I think that he is about ready to sell. I posted him just today, actually. And so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we'll be able to find him a new home. I would keep him, but I kind of just feel like I shouldn't because I already have a male. And he's, with him being a patternless, even though crested gecko morphs are a lot more random, or I guess not even morphs, I guess traits, they are somewhat genetic. Ooh. They are somewhat genetic. So I think I'd rather just breed this crested gecko that's got a lot of beautiful morphs and hope for the best than just, you know, even though he's a beautiful crested gecko, he just might not, his babies just might not be as, you know, diverse and stuff as the other guys. So I'm just planning to keep the other one to breed. So these are my new animals. Oh, I did name them. So you know I have a food themed name for all my animals' names. So this guy, even though I'm selling him, I named him anyways. Probably not the best idea. Oops. This is Truffle, because I don't know, I think his colors, especially when he's fired up, looks like a truffle. Go back in. The pinstripe male is named Coco because his colors get really, really dark. So do the females, but I still named him Coco because he's got a lot more brown. The female's got more like yellows and tans. And then the female's name is Reese's because when she is not fired up, when she's fired down, she gets this really light color, almost like peanut butter. It's kind of like a lavender though at the same time, so I guess I could have named her Lavender. But we went with Reese's because I guess lavender's not a food. So those are their names. They're doing well. They're all about breeding size. The male's a little bit low and so is the female, but she just laid and the male is technically not low. I wanted to wait a little bit longer to breed him. My male, of course, I wanted him to be 30 and he was only like 25 maybe, and you're supposed to possibly wait a little longer, but I looked it up and I guess you can start breeding them as low as like 20 grams. So I have a feeling he'll be okay. They're eating really well. They're taking crickets. Well, the female will not take crickets out of tweezers, just this male guy. But they eat them if I leave them in the bin. So I think that they're doing all well, and I should hopefully have a video soon with eggs. Thanks again for watching. And I hope to see you. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have anything to say, and make sure to check out Ember Exotics.